So for me, it's about inviting people to be explorers. I love the word explorer. I became an explorer some 6 years ago, and life has never been the same again.
Wow. What did you find, Dora?
I wish Dora the Explorer and Map were my favorite characters. And Swiper. Let's not forget Swiper, right? Apologies for those who don't have young children. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
I explored different way of living. That's what I explored. I was looking for something else and I didn't know what I was looking for. But I knew that what I had wasn't good enough. So I just went exploring.
And hearing you sort of say that, say, I was looking for something different, but you didn't know what you
I
were
didn't
looking
know.
for. And
I didn't know.
I think this is, for both of us, I know, has been a route into the work we currently do, the type of coaching of people we work with right now. It's about people's direction. It's about what people are pursuing, um, and how satisfied they feel with that. And I think coming at it from very different angles, we've both been talking a lot about people who are, so say, successful, outwardly successful, may have achieved lots of those tick box things in life, both professional and personal, the rest of it, who are, anyone might be potentially envious of their lifestyle, but who deeply and inherently within themselves do not feel an association with that word success. They do not feel whole, complete, fulfilled. Any other words we might ladle on that, fulfillment being the kind of the one that obviously triggers me a lot and I talk a lot about. But what I find really, really interesting is this, I don't know, I was fumbling around for the wrong word myself there, to talk about being a native English speaker, but this combination of, you can talk with people who are successful, high achievers, have done lots of aspirational things, set out, they've achieved their own goals and the things that other people might see as aspirational and high achieving as well. And you can talk as well with people who feel lost, literally to the point of do not know what to do next in their lives. And what staggers and for a long time terrified me was that a lot of times these are the same people. It is the same person you're having a conversation with. They can talk passionately and proudly about what they've done. And they can also talk about not understanding who they are, what they want, and how any of that plays into it. And that can be a very confusing and difficult thing. So when you talk about knowing you want to pursue and having had the successes in the past and the results and the outcomes of having pursued through hard work something, and knowing that you still want to do that, but not what it is. It's to apply those same things to something that's going to feel inherently more fulfilling. I don't know how we got there.
I know how we got there. We asked what an explorer was, and I explained about my exploratory journey. And I remember when I dared share that I wasn't happy with a real close buddy of mine. Her words to me were, "You have it all. What more do you want?" And that's when I just thought, God, how selfish am I? I have it all, and yet I'm not happy. Yeah, maybe she's right. What more do I want?
But you're describing there a conversation with another person where they're literally putting that back to you, that perception, that belief, that interpretation of your life. And in that example, it was another person saying it to you. But that is a great example of the kinds of things people will tell themselves as well. They'll go partway on that journey of wanting to explore and understand what fulfills and motivates and drives them. Maybe something that like fits with their own personal values. But whilst being on that thought journey, the voices at the back of the head going, what's going on here? Why are you doing this? What is the need for this? You have achieved all of the following things that all these other people are envious of. So it can be other people, it can be ourselves, sort of putting the limits in place, putting the brakes on that intellectual exercise.
Hence, just imagine. And hence, the other thing that I talk about passionately, if you've watched any of my videos or if you follow me, the one thing I talk about constantly is human connections. Surround yourself with the people that are there to guide you, to support you, and to encourage you. So that was one buddy with her own limiting beliefs telling me that I had it all. And then she later on said to me, "You've always been my role model." She's 10 years younger than me. And she said, "You've always been my role model. So if you are telling me you're not happy, what hope do I have?" And then somebody who's my age group that I again confided in, she said to me, "You're beginning to sow some seeds of that now." I like that because I think she could see what was going on. She had seen what had been going on for a long time, but didn't want to challenge. But as soon as I put this to her, she felt she could start supporting and maybe just challenging. And whereas I was coming up with tons of ideas, I was going to all sorts of networking groups, I was going to all sorts of seminars, reading lots of personal development content, and I was coming up with ideas. What if I was to do this? What if I was to do that? I can jump out of my comfortable career and do this. And I remember somebody that I used to call my coach. Actually, he wasn't qualified to be a coach, but he really did help and coach me quite a lot. So I used to just call him my coach. I said, "Coach, what do you think of this?" And he said, "I think you're an ideas blower. You just blow ideas constantly. From one day to the next, you have a new idea." And then I took this to my buddy who'd been supporting me. And she said, "Don't stop. Blow as many ideas out as you like, because all you're doing is you're just sowing the seeds. And then one of these seeds will germinate, and then you'll find your path." So again, the guy that I've been calling my coach and had really helped me actually get myself unstuck in different areas was almost limiting me again, saying to me, "You have too many ideas." And then the other friend was saying, "Have as many ideas as you want. Hence, just imagine."
And I think, I'm going to pick up on a point there, which was, so the coach, you made the point that he wasn't a trained coach.
He wasn't a
and I
trained
think
coach.
despite the best intentions there, the danger is that you've probably got someone there projecting some of their own
Absolutely,
concerns and
insecurities,
limitations.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And again, that is the difference between, so it's lovely to have those connections. It's lovely to have the people to go to get ideas from, but the professionals will give you a different perspective. They are actually trained to take you on a different journey, on a different path than your best friend. So they both have their place in your life.
Yeah.
And also being brave and going to people, asking for help. That's something that I was really, really bad at. I never went to anybody and said, "I don't know something, will you teach me?" The perfectionist, high achieving firstborn who wanted to just do it, tick boxes, and I had done all my life. And then that kind of almost in the Carol Dweck manner kind of limits you, because you think, okay, I'm really, really good at X, Y, and Z, therefore I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm not very good at ABC, so I might not actually attempt it. Whereas when you start talking to people and seeking help, you see how they want to help. People love to be asked to be of guide to you. Most people do anyway. There are some that are not that willing, but this is how we find our own tribes. So go to the people that you want to model and ask them to be your mentors. Actually ask them actively, "Would you please mentor me? Would you please just shed some light on an issue?" And then again, don't just go to one person, choose multiple people, because you want multiple perspectives.
For sure. Mentoring relationships can be enormously powerful. And the beauty of them is that you don't just have to have one. You get to have as many of those relationships as you want. You can be a mentor in certain factors for many other people. And that's potentially something we could talk a lot about in the future. There are some great ways to set those relationships up for success. There are some great things to avoid, to make sure we don't weigh them down with too much baggage before they get going. So that might be something fantastic for us to pick up on in future.